All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Got Marc-Andre Snyder in the chat. Time for some of that wrestling news. That's right, Marc-Andre. We got some stories today to talk about there. A lot of it is AEW news. We got some clickbait news there. My take on some of the British news that's coming out or whatever there. Barbecue sauce in the chat. Summer of 92. All righty. Spectral MK in the house, folks. Cat's going insane as usual, folks. He's ready for that news. Some of that breaking news there, so. Some not so breaking news, folks, from yesterday there. AEW Dynamite got 969,000 views, folks. Under a million for last night's episode. An episode which is getting criticized by different sources, and we'll get to that in a few minutes there, but 969,000, it's not horrible, you know what I mean, but you know, they had 1 million last week. This week they don't get the 1 million, you know what I mean. The champion is there, Hangman Adam Page. They set up a big match against Lance Archer. How come there's no excitement, folks? You had a couple of 15-year-olds in the main event there, Danny Garcia or whatever. Barbecue sauce, breaking news. AEW signs world-class bodybuilder Big Lenny there. Cool Man 952, sup WJ, fan of Oscar. Hello, WJ. Hello, fan of Oscar. So basically, it's not really impressive there, folks. The big debut on TBS, you know, barely get 1 million. The debut on TNT without CM Punk, without any of this, got 1.4 million. The debut, they get barely 1 million, and now they have less. You know what I mean? They're going to have to put on the pay-per-view every fucking week. They'll have to put up a fucking free title match every week. You know what I mean? What is this company going to do? Like, it was a shit program. You know who else thought it was a shit program this week, folks? Brian Alvarez and Lance Storm, which was surprising to me there. I watched this clip yesterday. Brian Alvarez, he's talking about CM Punk. It was mostly Punk against Wardlow that he was criticizing. He's like, CM Punk and Wardlow, that match was bizarre. The way he talks or whatever. That match was bizarre. And then he talked about how the match kind of made Punk look bad and made Wardlow, you know, look better than Punk. According to Alvarez, the crowd is now more interested in Wardlow versus MJF than they are in Punk or whatever. And he's talking about how they killed CM Punk basically in the match or whatever. And he got destroyed by a jobber, you know what I mean. Spectral MK, how low can you go is the question for AEW's ratings and attendance. Cool Man 952, Smarks hate Braun Breaker. Isn't that sad? You know what I mean? There's a picture on Twitter of Roman Reigns with the belt, Brock with his belt, Braun Breaker with the NXT title, and it says, Braun, he doesn't look out of place against the two big guys. In the picture with them, he doesn't look out of place or whatever. And you can see the negativity coming from the Smarks and AEW fans. It's embarrassing. Like, we get it. You guys are attracted to skinny men there, but like, you know what I mean? Like this whole thing with the bodybuilding stuff or whatever. Let's take a break from the news for a sec. Oh, McMahon, he likes big sweaty men or whatever. Here's the thing. It's not just, first of all, these wrestlers, the bigger men look like wrestlers, right? Braun Breaker looks like a tough guy. Danny Garcia looks like a jerk teenager. There's a difference. You know what I mean? There's an obvious difference. Braun Breaker, you believe that he looks like a wrestler. A guy like this is going to look like a star, more convincing than a skinny Hammenager. It's just the way it is. That's how the public is going to perceive that he's better. Just because he looks the part, it gives him more, more character. He looks more like an athlete. And that's what makes money. That's the most important reason why McMahon pushes big men, is because that's what makes money. Not just in wrestling, but for any tough guy-esque kind of thing, like fucking, when Mike Tyson was popular, nobody gave a fuck about the lightweights. You know what I mean? Like, that shit happened later on when there was no more fucking heavyweights in boxing or whatever. You know what I mean? Hollywood, who do people like for action hero? They like Arnold. They like Sylvester Stallone, right? They don't like Jungle Boy as action hero. Nobody would believe that Jungle Boy is the Terminator. Nobody would believe that Darby Allin is the Terminator. If anything, Darby Allin would want to suck the penis of the Terminator. That I would believe. You know what I mean? These men, they make money because they're big, right? It's not just being big, but it's having the charisma, stuff like that. It makes money. Men respect men that look like that. Why would I respect a guy as an action hero or a supposed tough guy when I could beat his fucking ass myself? Right? But nobody thought about Arnold like that. That Arnold, he's a pussy. Nobody thinks that because he looks like a fucking freak. And he's funny, stuff like this. People like Arnold. People like The Rock. And you know who replaced Arnold? The Rock, motherfucker. Not Austin Aries. It's not Austin Aries who became a Hollywood star. It's The Rock, motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Who's doing movies in Hollywood now? John Cena. It's funny, Hollywood, they don't like the skinny midget jobber fucking goofs that you guys jerk off to and finger your ass and think about. It's funny, Hollywood likes The Rock too. They like John Cena as well. It's funny. Is it because they're muscle fetish? Is it because Hollywood is muscle fetish? It's because it makes money. Summer of 92 and Batista, exactly. Batista making Hollywood movie. Another guy that McMahon pushed. It's funny, McMahon and Hollywood have the same idea. I guess they're all fucking muscle fetish. I guess it's all for that. Fuck you. You know what I mean? What about Spider-Man? He's skinny there, but like, that's 1 out of 1,000. You know what I mean? He's the only one. Superman was a big guy. He's the king, Superman, of that shit. And he's big. Superman is big. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, so Brian Alvarez bashes the whole show. You know what I mean? Basically, apart from the main event or whatever, he said it was a good main event. I completely disagree. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking it's amateur hour. Maybe they're doing wrestling maneuver, but who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? I don't want to watch a couple of ballet people having a wrestling match. I don't want to see that. Gymnasts having wrestling match. A couple of skinny guys, they're able to do wrestling move in their backyard. They don't do it well, but I don't want to watch it just because they're doing wrestling move. I want to see real wrestlers having a wrestling match. I'm not going to jerk off to two Hammenagers just because they're in the fucking wrestling ring. You know what I mean? But Lance Storm, very critical of this show. You know what I mean? Alvarez was talking against the interim championship. Oh, if Cody was gone for a month or two, it might have made sense. But he's back next week. And I was laughing so hard right there, you know. If Alvarez and Meltzer say the truth, you know what I mean? Brian Alvarez, he can be witty, he can be funny sometimes, but when he's constantly being biased and sucking the cock of this company, then it's hard to take him serious. You know what I mean? It's very hard, and I feel bad for him that he has to embarrass himself like this with fake opinion about how that garbage is good. You know what I mean? The embarrassing spin that he has to put on this garbage because Meltzer tells him to. I feel bad for him. But in this video, he's being honest for once. And he was funny a bit when he's talking about Cody Rhodes. And it's true, they do all of this interim title, and he's back. Apparently next week, like the other one said. He's back next week. So what is the point then? You know what I mean? Cool man 952 Austin Aries sucks. I agree. Little fucking goof, that guy. Fuck. And it's funny, I guess Meltzer gives the okay to bash AEW this week or whatever. To Alvarez, I don't know. But suddenly Whatculture start bashing AEW. Whatculture make a video last night. I believe it was last night. Apparently now it's okay to criticize the product. Apparently now it's okay to criticize it. Apparently recently they've been in a slump or whatever. It wasn't that good this week. Fuck, it's bad every week. But apparently this week was the straw that broke the camel's back. What happened? The fucking check didn't clear this week or what? Again, that's a joke. I'm not making that claim there. I don't want to get sued by Bad Boy Khan there. But you know, it's funny. Meltzer and the Meltzer crowd, they bashed them a bit this week. Suddenly, Whatculture, they happen to fucking the straw that broke the camel's back happens to be right when the Meltzer crowd is bashing the show or whatever. Suddenly, after 3 years of embarrassingly sucking the dick of this company, licking the ass of Khan and Cody Rhodes and all of that nasty, icky, cringy shit for 3 fucking years of discrediting and embarrassing yourself. Suddenly, this week, you have some complaints there. And apparently, this week, it's okay to bash the product. It's okay. It's okay. Did y'all realize that you look like fucking goofs for the past 2-3 years with your garbage? You fucking Hammenager clown motherfuckers. Always just parroting Meltzer like the talentless fucking hacks that you are over there. Fucking schmuck motherfuckers. You know what I mean? With their cheap lists and fucking rip-off material or whatever. All these British channels do is rip each other off. It's all clickbait garbage, fake news that they rip off from Meltzer. Fuck these dickheads and their fake news and propaganda. Fucking embarrassing to spread this fake news, obvious fake news against McMahon. Not all of it, but a lot of it for 3 fucking years. No fucking decency, no integrity, spreading fake news. Dishonest bitch boys over there. Little fucking pretty boy fruitcake fucking dishonest goofs at Whatculture there. With their little prancy boy accents there. You know. And spreading misinformation. And suddenly it's okay to criticize the product. Go fuck yourself, you fucking fakes. Big fucking fakes, man. Them and all of those fucking hacks, they're all a bunch of posers and fakes. Just parroting Meltzer and pandering embarrassingly, getting down and spreading your ass cheeks to big retarded AEW fans. Have you no fucking like spine or any fucking self-worth to embarrass yourselves like this? And suddenly out of nowhere, it's okay to criticize the product. You know, and it's all off supposedly one show. Oh, it's been bad for a little while. It's been bad since it started, you fucking lying goofs. You know what I mean? Give me a fucking break, fuck. It's been bad since it fucking started. And these clowns there, they want to have their cake and eat it too. You know, they have criticism. They're not just criticizing. They offer how to fix the product. Well, golly gee, you're so heroic over there at Whatculture. The people who have been saying the truth for 3 years about this shit product. Everybody's bad, right? But y'all are heroic because you're offering criticism. Here's my criticism to you. Stop being phony fucking hacks. Especially that goofball Simon or whatever, like the thumbs up, thumbs down. He gives 8 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down. I guess he didn't get the memo that the channel was all gonna bash the fucking company this week or what. They're talking on the channel how bad the show was, and this big roid-head clown Simon gives 8 thumb up and 2 dislike. You know what I mean? Get the fuck out, you big fake. Fucking phony motherfucker. I fucking can't stand these motherfuckers these days. You know what I mean? They're so phony in the wrestling community. It's unreal. It's unfucking real. Like AEW low attendance, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen these pictures the past couple days that came out there. You know what I mean? We seen the pictures that came out of empty arena. Why is that? I thought that this company was selling out every arena. You know what I mean? According to Meltzer, McMahon is running scared. He's giving tickets away. AEW, they're the ones selling out all the big arenas, shit like this. And y'all see these pics this week. There was nobody there, for fuck's sake. The arena was empty. It was embarrassingly empty. Like, when we make video about WWE low attendance in the past, you know, they would show sections of the arena were empty, shit like this. That was fucking huge compared to what they had this past week. You had a bit of people at the bottom, and holy fuck. That place was empty as fuck, you know what I mean? Super empty. Not only did they get bad reviews from Alvarez and the defense squad, Whatculture, but they had an empty as fuck arena as well. So apparently the tickets aren't selling that much, I guess. Carrie Silkin, former Ring of Honor owner. He was backstage recently in AEW. And he says that they were flying in people, paying people to be flown in, and they weren't even wrestling. So what's the point? Isn't this wasting money? Like I was reading something last month or the month before. Oh, Khan hires these guys, and then they get to go work for other indie company. How does this benefit Khan? No, it benefits the wrestlers. It benefits the companies, I guess. But how is Khan benefiting from this? Plus, apparently, he's paying to fly them in on the plane or whatever. They're coming in on the plane and they go there and they don't even wrestle. That's just retarded. You know what I mean? This man isn't made out of infinity money. At some point, the father's not going to want to fucking lose every cent he has. This is ridiculous. But apparently, according to Silkin or whatever, a lot of people were afraid that they would lose their spots there, you know. And according to Whatculture, they're going to have to release people. And it's okay. When Tony will do it, it's going to be okay. So McMahon's not allowed, folks, but Tony's able to release people there. So Whatculture, they're criticizing them, but they want to have their cake and eat it too. We love the AEW fans. Please subscribe to our shitty channel there. We're just running out of views with our obvious fake bullshit, so we need to start bashing AEW there to look less biased or whatever. But here's the deal, like 90% of this roster should lose their spot. 90% should get released because they're ham and eggers. They don't belong on TV. They make wrestling look bad. You know, AEW fans are mentally challenged, right? They don't understand that this is bad. When you're showing wrestling and people turn on wrestling and it's men putting stuff in each other's groin, they're putting stuff in each other's underwear, guys that look like 15-year-olds, a 6-year-old like -1 on commentary. Like, this is gonna chase away people. Like, it's gonna chase away existing wrestling fans. Anybody looking to get into the wrestling fucking stuff, if they land on AEW first and they don't get to see Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, they click and it's Kenny Omega jerking off a Japanese wrestler. That might scare them away from the wrestling business. You know what I mean? The lawyer, Jerry McDevitt or whatever, McMahon's lawyer, was responding to these MLW accusations. They're apparently Vice or whatever, somebody at WWE, one of the executives, apparently told somebody at Vice to not work with MLW, so they want to sue McMahon, and the indie fans are behind them 1,000%. They're Dave Meltzer, he's behind them or whatever. The problem is there's no evidence of this, not that we know of anyway, but the lawyer McDevitt said nobody at WWE is affiliated with Vice or any other network that would have these people or whatever. So he's saying, bring it on. I can't wait to deal with this. The problem is they haven't filed yet. So what are they doing? Some goofy shit for clout? Or are they going to actually file this retarded lawsuit there? Are they waiting for Tony to fund the lawyers first before they do this or what? Cool man 952, if I was forced to wear a AEW t-shirt, I would be ashamed and embarrassed. Imagine walking around with a shirt like that. You know what I mean? Knowing what it represents, people on the street, they think you're into New Japan and Sunny Kiss, and that you think the Young Bucks are the greatest of all time. I'd be embarrassed to wear this shirt myself. So McDevitt says, bring it on, bitch boys. Why ain't you filed yet? Basically, bring it on. He's waiting for this shit. You know what I mean? He's waiting for it. And he said Vice had the show of MLW. There was one episode that appeared after Dark Side of the Ring, and he said they only got 40,000 viewers on the show. So maybe that's why Vice don't want to go in business with them. You know what I mean? So McDevitt, he's fucking corking MLW with this interview there, and he's waiting. You know what I mean? Big E is sad that he lost the belt. Some interview came out a few days ago. He's sad. Kofi Kingston, he did an interview as well. He feels bad for Big E, but it's out of their control or whatever. And he doesn't like it that he wrestled for 11 years and only got one opportunity. First of all, neither of these two guys were chat material. They should both shut their fucking mouths there and be happy that you made millions of dollars and you each got a belt that you didn't deserve, right? Both of them got their belts to please the SJWs. In the process, the ratings fucking tanked for each of them. So why should Kofi have gotten a bunch of opportunity, like to try to kill the company? If he's unhappy, maybe he should go to AEW or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not like the ratings would change. If anything, WWE would be better because we wouldn't stuck with any more New Day garbage on the show, Sonny was arrested for possession of a weapon and terroristic threats. Sonny Kiss arrested, folks. I thought he was better than this. Sonny Kiss. I mean, so it's Sonny, Hall of Famer Sonny. This is a big clickbait article today. Hall of Famer arrested, and they don't say who it is until you click on the fucking thing. Sonny once again arrested, folks. You know, another week, another Sonny arrest. It's business as usual. You know what I mean? They apparently they don't know what the weapon was yet. They're the news sites. We don't know at this time, but it wasn't a gun. We don't know what the threats were. She may face prison time or whatever. Fan of Asuka, AEW fans are gonna kill their promotion. Yes. Hopefully, they don't kill all of wrestling in the process. They want to kill McMahon, but they're just hurting themselves. They're hurting themselves. So Sonny, they say they don't know what the weapon was. Maybe it was the vagina. Like maybe the Sonny's vagina. Mom, put that thing away. You're gonna hurt somebody with the. Come on, boys. I'll take yous all on. Mommy needs a paycheck there. Come on. Lock her up. WWE changing the name of the chamber. According to Meltzer, it might be called WrestleMania Chamber. There, I'll believe it when I see it or whatever. So Meltzer says that it might be called WrestleMania Chamber. And apparently they're going to be doing Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure if that's true or not there. And apparently Meltzer made some kind of tweet about Saudi Arabia and the Elimination Chamber, that they shouldn't have this match in Saudi Arabia, and apparently mentioned the Holocaust or something in his tweet. I don't know what the tweet was. He removed the tweet, but somebody replied to Meltzer. Some guy with a celebrity, some kind of verified symbol. He only had like 2,000 followers, the person. I don't know who he is there, but the person replied to Meltzer, you shouldn't make a joke about the Holocaust or something like this. The guy said, apologize. Meltzer replied back, I have family who died in the Holocaust. And then he apologized. Meltzer, for whatever the fuck it is that he said, I don't know there. So apparently Meltzer said something about the Holocaust, and some weird guy that was on some kind of high horse made him apologize. Fuck knows why Meltzer apologized there. I don't know what the original tweet was there, but the guy was like, I appreciate you apologize, but you should have shared my video on the subject. It's like, get the fuck out of here, loser. Who the fuck you think you are? Like, not Meltzer, but this guy that was asking for Meltzer to apologize, plus fucking, share my video. Get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck do these people think they are these days? They're like, holy fuck, man. You just wait, folks, until Meltzer fucking turns on the AEW, folks. He's going to take them to the Elimination Chamber one day, just like he did with TNA, folks. And the times are going to be good, let us and gentlemen. It's going to take a while before we get there, folks. Apparently, there's some Triple H news there because, hold on a sec, folks, there. Apparently, because of this MLW stuff there, apparently now Triple H is coming under fire because of Meltzer fucking accusation. Apparently, Ring of Honor in 2019, Ring of Honor and New Japan did a show at Madison Square Garden. Apparently, Triple H tried to stop the show or whatever. Triple H demanded that the show be stopped. He called Madison Square Garden and said he demands the show be stopped. And apparently, because, Ring of Honor and Sinclair, they're so powerful, Triple H wasn't able to stop the power of Sinclair or something there. First of all, where's the fucking proof of this? You know what I mean? Meltzer, he claims Triple H tried to stop Madison Square Garden from hosting the event. I like Triple H there, but I don't think he has that kind of power. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, MSG, it's Triple H here. It's the king. It's the king of kings here. Stop the event. Stop it. I don't think Triple H has that power, and I think it's ridiculous to say that Triple H is the one who did this or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, this is just weird shit that can't be verified. How can this be verified? You know what I mean? Meltzer knows that WWE, Triple H, McMahon, they take the high road. If they wanted to, they could sue Meltzer for all the bullshit he says about them. The constant attempts to ruin their business. If they wanted to, they could sue this motherfucker, but they don't. You know what I mean? They don't do it because they don't want to give him that glory. You know what I mean? They don't want to go down to his level. And he knows that they take the high road and they don't respond to his garbage because that would give him the publicity and the attention that he wants and the money and subscriptions extra that he wants, right? So they don't respond. But because of that, this motherfucker gets to say whatever the fuck he wants. And these goofs like Whatculture just roll with it, even when it's obvious that it's fake. I find it wrong and sad, this shit. You know what I mean? Some obvious fake news about Triple H. You don't have that kind of power, for fuck's sake. And there's all kind of John Cena AEW clickbait. Does John Cena watch AEW? Cena thinks AEW is competition. All it is. So basically, Cena did an interview. They asked him if he watched AEW, and he said no. You know what I mean? That's the story, basically. You know what I mean? Cena said no, like, and these fucking pathetic goofs, these fans, when CM Punk signed there, they were delusional to the point that they thought Brock was going. They thought Cena was going. And for some reason, recently, they're talking about The Rock going to AEW. These people retarded, like fuck off, like, get a fucking life, you know what I mean? Like, so John Cena, all of this clickbait, and he says no. That's the story. He don't watch your shitty promotion. and neither do most people. I watch it just to review this shit because it's wrestling too, right? It plays and it's relevant to us wrestling fans, so I watch. Not because it's good. I consider myself an AEW watcher, not a fan, folks. I'm a wrestling fan, a WWE fan, AEW watcher, ladies and gentlemen. I like TNA more than I like AEW. You know what I mean? That's no word of a lie. I have more fun watching Impact, no matter how cheap it is, than I do watching AEW. At least Impact doesn't make me want to vomit. It's a shitty product, but it's small time, but at least I don't feel like throwing up the whole time. And Cena, the stuff about competition, probably the person asked him about this because they're so fucking desperate for somebody to acknowledge AEW as competition. Like I said before, imagine Pepsi Cola on the radio show. Coke don't want to acknowledge us. Any chance they get, when they interview a WWE person, they always try to put the word AEW and competition in there. Cena just gave them a fucking, you know, a John Cena respectable answer like he would do for anybody else. You know what I mean? Oh, competition, put everybody. Everybody get better with competition. I push myself. I'm a competitor. Basically, he's just giving them some throwaway answer about competition in general. He's not saying AEW's competition. You know what I mean? He's not enough of a lawyer to say that. That's why. You know what I mean? Just look, a few years ago, man, Triple H had to talk about this live on TV. The Pissant Company, because everybody there at that crowd was chanting for AEW. You don't see that anymore, right? AEW fans, the only people that are dumb enough to pay thousands of dollars, travel halfway across the world to go to an arena to chant AEW. You know, they pay big money to go to Mania and everything. They gotta pay hotel, the traveling, just to go chant for AEW. Get a fucking life. Like, y'all remember the vandalism, these retards vandalizing the subways in New York? Spray painting, watch AEW. Fucking shit. Like, low IQ enough, these motherfuckers. Like, you think John Cena gives two shits about this trash? Like, you know what I mean? Cena was there when TNA was at full force. You know what I mean? Cena had the company on his shoulders. He crushed TNA. TNA had double the viewership, double the talent, real talent like Kurt Angle and everything. And Cena destroyed them. He's not impressed with AEW and your midget wrestler. Get the fuck over it. You know what I mean? Like, it's sad. It's a cult. These people are embarrassing themselves to the point that, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, baby. Triple H sad about releases. There, Wade Keller of PW Torch, his sources, boy. Wade Keller's sources, they were able to confirm Triple H is sad about the releases. Holy shit. Such big sources, Keller, to receive such an obvious response there from Triple H. Would Triple H go on record and say he's happy about his friends get released there. You know what I mean? Even if he was happy that these people got released, you know what I mean? He wouldn't admit that, for fuck's sake. But apparently Triple H is very sad. Regal and Samoa Joe, that was going to be his team to run all of WWE. I'm sure that was the big plan there, that Samoa Joe, fat popcorn wrestler, he's the guy that was going to help Triple H run WWE. Samoa Joe. I'm 100% sure this must be real there. You know what I mean? Triple H, guess what? He's in on it, folks. You know what I mean? He's in on it. He's married to Stephanie McMahon there. This recent retarded stuff that they're getting rid of NXT stuff or whatever. Triple H knows they were getting low viewership. Triple H, he's in on it with McMahon. He's a part of the family. You think McMahon is sitting there crying? I want Johnny Gargano get pushed. I don't want Braun Breaker. I miss my friends, McMahon. Why you hurt me? They were even saying that Triple H was going to go to AEW. Like, can you imagine these people, that how retarded they have to go all the time? Do they always have to go to such retarded territory there? Triple H sad. I want to go AEW. Tony, I saw Matt Hardy wrestle every week, looking like a corpse out there. I want to compete too. I want to be champion. I'm sure Triple H is going to abandon the family business, the $1 billion family business. And he's supposed to inherit a lot of this in the future there, by the way. I'm sure he's going to leave all it is behind to go work in AEW. Are you people fucking retarded? Like, you know what I mean? Triple H ain't sad about this. He might be sad, but it's business. And he's in on it. He's a part of the fucking family that runs this company. For the love of Christ, wake up there. Enough with the fake news. This is embarrassing there. And big news, folks, this week coming out of WWE main event, ladies and gentlemen. Well, before we get to that, the right honorable Triple H is no idiot. He had to know NXT wasn't working. Exactly. He knows the ratings didn't work. You know what I mean? He knows that these skinny midget jobbers don't work. He's a big man himself. He was a world champ. Another guy that's big that became world champion. You know what I mean? He knows what it takes, you know. If it can change and improve, you know, if it can produce guys like Braun Breaker, then goddamn, do it. Change, fuck. Because it's not indie, it's bad. Fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, so Tommaso Ciampa, folks, he was on WWE main event and he dyed his beard, folks. And apparently it's the final nail in the coffin of NXT. So Tommaso Ciampa dyes his beard, and somehow this is evil there. They're hurting NXT. All of this is based off a guy dyeing his beard. You see the spin, how pathetic it is. McMahon, he likes big men and young-looking guys. That's why Tommaso dyed his beard. Isn't Ciampa a small guy? Isn't he a smaller guy, Tommaso Ciampa? If McMahon gives him a chance on the main roster, he's bringing in a smaller guy. What about this new guy, Austin Theory, that McMahon is acting like his manager almost? on TV every week. He's a small guy. McMahon's investing time into this kid, and he's small, you know what I mean? But apparently, Tommaso Ciampa, he dyed his beard because McMahon, he likes people that look young. Fuck, he's evil for that there. He should have people like Tully Blanchard on the show who looks like they're 2 weeks away from dying or something. He should have Jake the Snake Roberts come out there with an oxygen tank like they did in AEW television. How dare McMahon want wrestlers to look presentable on the show there? Give me a fucking break. Know what I mean? He's old and jacks. Tommaso Ciampa, he's muscular. He's not big. He's not Braun Breaker, but he's in shape. You know what I mean? He looks like he's athletic or whatever. There, Muscle Kid 99. If anything, he should shave his gross beard. Fan of Oscar Ciampa looks like a serial killer. Diabolical. Did they ever think Tommaso died it by his own choice? Exactly. That too, you know what I mean? Maybe Tommaso Ciampa doesn't want to look like he's 56 years old. He looks 20 years younger with the beard like that. He should keep it like that. And some of them online, oh, this just shows once again the final nail in the coffin. The people who say that are AEW fans. They're the ones with the biggest complaints about NXT. How they're sad that it's dead. And they were bragging about how it had low ratings every week. We're killing them. Yeah. And now they're sad that McMahon's changing it. Well, you know, it depends on the narrative, whatever narrative they want to spin. It's pathetic, you know what I mean? Smarks find anything to dislike female wrestlers, and they like men that look like women and women that looks like men. That's the Smark agenda there. You know what I mean? And they want to have something to complain about on Twitter, you know. AWJ, you should make some list videos burying midgets, flippy midgets, stuff like this. Yes, that's all gonna happen in the future. Reviews, news, live shows, folks. But also we need to do some stuff like that. There, some classic WJ material. There's a lot of people that copied the old classic WJ stuff there, but they don't have the kind of mustard that WJ puts on it. You know what I mean? A lot of wannabes, folks. You know, but Rio, they only like Japanese women like Rio. We all know why. Well, the reason they like Rio is because of Kenny Omega, you know what I mean? But some of those AEW fans are Japanese, goofy, 300-pound freaks. We know a few of them on YouTube there. And they like the Japanese little girls. That's for damn sure. So there's a lot of that in the smart fan base that are into that. You know what I mean? They like video game. What game do you like? I like the one about the Japanese boy that jerks off people. What's the name again? Otaku, whatever. Like it's a different world nowadays. The wrestling fans, you know what I mean. But it is what it is, folks. Big Vopper, Rhino, Rio's a stick figure. She is a stick figure, pretty much. She's not even pretty. She has a weird face, like, you know what I mean? Weird look, no body, skinny, can't cut promo. To me, I think she's garbage in the ring. I don't know what they see in her. Like, Asuka can wrestle. Asuka is athletic and good to move around. This girl looks like a frail fucking botchy Marco Stunt female or something. Like, WJ, did you hear JD said that Triple H had a heart attack because of McMahon? I didn't hear that, but it wouldn't surprise me. You know, that happens in the business world. You know what I mean? People get heart attack, they take a break. You know, it happens. You know, my boss got a heart attack. Suddenly, my boss ain't there anymore, and somebody else is in the office. You know what I mean? That happens. You know what I mean in life? Triple H gets a heart attack. Of course, he needs to take a step back. You know, maybe they decided it's for the best to let go of this NXT shit for him. You know what I mean? You know, I don't think Triple H is at home crying about any of this there. Sheeta is way better than Rio and looks way better too. I agree. I think she's good looking and better. She's not great in the ring. She's not there yet, but she's better than Rio. I like her more anyway there. Who's winning between Lashley and Lesnar? I say Lashley. I think Lashley's winning. Brock might win. I'm not gonna be upset if Brock doesn't win, but I'm thinking Lashley's gonna win. I thought it was a good segment there. I talked about Raw in my Facebook group there, probably the last time I'm going to be going live on Facebook. You know what I mean? When it comes to videos and live shows, YouTube is the place to be. You know what I mean? When I do a live show on YouTube with you guys in the chat and stuff, it gives me a high, you know what I mean? Facebook in front of three people, that don't give me a high, you know what I'm talking about? So the Wrestling Jesus group is still open there, but I probably won't do any more live stuff unless it's like fucking dematerial or something, you know what I mean? But just to talk a bit about Raw, because I didn't talk about it there, I thought that the Lashley and Lesnar segment were good. But the way it looks to me, I think Lashley's winning because Lashley was acting respectful to Brock, right? It looks like Bobby's a nice guy heading into this, and Brock was acting like a jerk with Lashley. You know what I mean? So to me, it looks like they want us to want Lashley to win, kind of deal, you know? Because a lot of people were complaining, hey, why'd you take the belt off Lashley? I thought he was just starting to get it, like big, nice entrance and stuff, and then you put the belt on Big E. Fuck off, man. That was horrible. Horrible decision. So terrible. And I'm pretty sure other people must have been complaining about this, you know? Like, I hope they fucking give it back to Lashley because he was doing good. You know what I mean? He was doing good. You needed more stars. If he could be a believable champ, put it back on him. Fuck. He was doing good with MVP. MVP's good manager. He's good on the microphone. This shit just works. You know what I mean? I think Shelton and Cedric might make Lashley lose against Brock. That could happen. Or Roman Reigns, you know what I mean? If they're going to have the match and if they don't want to muddy the waters with the brand split and do champ versus champ or whatever, at least have Reigns or something interfere, right? Build up, give Bobby an excuse to win, but Bobby isn't the one because Bobby made it clear he don't want help. You know what I mean? So if Roman interferes, Bobby would win with help, but at least he didn't ask for it, right? And just the fact that he would beat Lesnar would be huge for him. Like McIntyre beat Lesnar, but that's that's because Lesnar was leaving. That's not the same there. You know what I mean? Like that was a move out of desperation. Lesnar's leaving. We need somebody new there. Have McIntyre win everything or whatever. But Bobby beating Brock now on the road to Mania, that would be huge for Lashley. And it would elevate him. So even if Roman wins, Bobby would still look strong by winning. Brock would look strong still because of Roman interfering, right? And it would set up Brock against Roman. Like if Brock just kills Lashley, then you kill a potential star, and that would suck. You know what I mean? WJ, do you watch NXT? I don't watch every week, but I watch like a bit of clips on YouTube. I usually watch clips of wrestlers that have my interests, like Braun Breaker and some of the female wrestlers and stuff like this. I watch some of the clips of the new guys that I think have potential, the Creed brothers or whatever, guys like this. I watch some stuff. That guy that does the SJW gimmick, I forget his name there, but there's a couple guys that I watch. Um, Do you like to see MJF as champion in AEW? In AEW, I would accept it. MJF as champion. He would be better than Hangman Page. At least he can talk. You know what I mean? So if they're going to put the belt on the nobody, then, you know, MJF would be a better pick than Hangman Page. Is MJF, could he be WWE champ? Nah, that I don't see. Maybe in 10 years, if Brock and everybody's gone, then it's a completely different landscape there. But, I think WWE has a bright future with the wrestlers because there's lots of big guys coming up. Lots of good females on NXT, stuff like this. Joe Gacy and Harlan, like stuff like that. I watch those clips and guys like this. Mandy Rose, and there's a couple of women I like in NXT there. A lot of them have potential and stuff. Can we please get Kevin Owens away from the main event, says Crispy Cruiser. Yes, I agree. Just a big cornball, but he's better as a heel there. If he would be like a heel psycho like he was at the beginning, but I don't think you can rewind and make him look serious again. You know what I mean? What they could do with Kevin Owens is send him back on NXT there, like they did with Balor. Have him, try to get that badass edge to him a little. I don't know. Maybe he needs a change. Maybe take steroids, lose some weight, change your image, some kind of drastic change to look more serious, because the thing with doing the stunner and all that, it was too cheap and too goofy. You know what I mean? Gigi Dolan has the potential and assets. Fuck, I don't know who that is. I'm gonna have to look that up there. Fire Kevin Owens. Oh, Tony wanted Kevin Owens, but Tony decided to stay where the money's at. You know what I mean, folks? Um, but I'm gonna have to look up this Gigi Dolan. There's that new girl there, some blonde chick with the millionaire gimmick or whatever. She looks good. There's a couple that look good. Here's the thing about Oh, okay. The girl with the orange hair from Mandy's group. Yeah, okay. I've seen her. Yeah, yeah. I've seen her. See, that's the thing. WWE, these women, they have to look good plus wrestle. You know what I mean? AEW, you don't get that. Some of these girls, they're fucking primed there on NXT, but they're keeping them a little longer and just keep them a little longer. AEW, it's people that shouldn't be on TV. Like maybe in 5, 6 years they could be on Dark kind of thing. But these girls are on the main show. They're not ready. It's embarrassing. You know what I mean? She used to date Darby Allin. She's the tampon girl from D&D's. Okay, I saw that video with the tampon. I don't remember what happened there, but I saw that. Well, it's full of hot girls there on NXT. Kevin Owens calls himself the prize fighter, but he loses and gets no prize. He's the prize fighter at the pie eating contest. That's that's the prize. And the winner of the hot dog eating contest, Kevin Owens, BM champion. Well, there you have it, folks. Ann wrote HH for life, Hulk Hogan for life, brother. Well, there you go, folks. Back when wrestling was good, we had real men like Hogan. But we have real men coming up, ladies and gentlemen. We have Braun Breaker and, you know, big potential for some of these newcomers there. They have people at the performance center, you know what I mean? They're letting these guys grow first before bringing them on NXT, you know what I mean? And it's not every wrestler makes the cut, and McMahon, he has to spend time on these guys. Some of them, they're in the performance center for 5 years. They're on NXT for 5 years. He has to invest a lot of time, money, and resources in these people. You know what I mean? It's not like McMahon wants these people to fail. Like all the money he wastes on them, he wants them to succeed, but some of them just fail, folks. Fan of Oscar, BC Amplified has broken AEW ratings and has said that the AEW women's segments get low rating. TNA, the women used to get the highest ratings a lot of time, but they had better women and good looking women, and they did stuff with them. Nobody wants to see a Japanese wrestling girl that can't wrestle wrestling a man, Nyla Rose, in a competitive match full of botches. Nobody wants to watch Layla Hirsch or whatever. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing. Triple Nose did a lot of damage to the N brand. Kevin Owens is just a fat guy with regular mic skills, but not much. I agree, not the best mic skills. Dre Satch, Lacey Von Erich sucked, but she was super hot. I agree with that there. Nyla Rose versus Adam Cole. Nyla Rose, no matter how much estrogen she takes or whatever, she still has twice the testosterone as Adam Cole. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. And he ain't championship material. I don't give a fuck how many people they want to give him for an entourage or whatever. You know what I mean? Fan of Oscar, the Dusty Rhodes era of NXT was the best. So, well, me, I don't really. I watch the specials there, and now I watch the clips, folks. That's what I watch of NXT, but I like it more now that it's become NXT 2.0. I wasn't watching NXT and D or whatever. I watched it at the beginning there for the first few years when I would hear about wrestlers, indie darlings coming in. I would give them a look or something. All right, I'll see what you look like on the main roster there, but now that they have people that look like wrestlers on NXT, men and women, now I'm at least watching the clips or whatever. Rio has more testosterone than Adam Cole, yes, and she's not that much smaller than him, sadly. You know what I mean? So, well, there you have it, folks. That's the news for today there. Thanks for watching, folks, and more content coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. SmackDown review coming tomorrow. Rampage review coming this weekend. Probably another live show as well there. It's a new beginning, folks. Back in the day, closed a lot of accounts, fucked up, did a lot of crazy shit. You know what I mean? Maybe it's better that my YouTube career didn't take off back then because I was too much of a rebel, ladies and gentlemen. But now I feel better about making the vids, you know what I mean? And, I left about 3-4 years ago when it was hard getting back in it, you know what I mean? But these days, I'm feeling different about it. And I feel that itch again, that drive, that motivation that I haven't had on YouTube maybe in the last fucking 10 years or something. You know what I mean? I'm doing this shit now and it's giving me a rush, boys. Maybe I go and buy a cheeseburger and a blizzard or something, folks. I'm on a high, ladies and gentlemen. After doing this live show there. Spectral, a late out of date SmackDown review tomorrow. Yes, sir. Oh, fuck, that's true. SmackDown was playing while I was live. Completely forgot there, fuck. But yes, SmackDown review coming this weekend, tomorrow, and Rampage probably tomorrow as well there. So yeah, Stay tuned for more content, folks. Thanks for watching. And like I said, it's a new era, no more bullshit. And I'm feeling it these days, you know what I mean? So it's time, folks. The time for the real comeback has come. Until next time, peace.